Hello dear students. In this video I am going to discuss some multiple choice questions on reproductive health. This is fourth chapter in the first unit of second PUC. So now let us go for the multiple choice questions. So first one here, which of the following contraceptive also provides protection from contacting STDs and AIDS? Contraceptives are the materials which are used to prevent conception, to prevent the fertilization and pregnancy. If any technique is used, it is nothing but contraceptive. The contraceptive should provide the protection from contacting STDs. The given options are diaphragm, spermicidal foams, then condoms, lactational amenorrhea. Among the given options, the right option for this question is option C. So the use of condoms during coitus, that is sexual intercourse, is a simple precaution to avoid getting contact from STD. Sexually transmitted diseases, they are transmitted through the sexual contact, and their transmission can be prevented by using condoms at the time of sexual intercourse. So the answer is condom. Which of the following group of contraceptives are included under barrier methods? The given options are condom, walt, intrauterine devices, cervical cap. The second one is intrauterine devices, diaphragm, abstinence injections, condom, diaphragm, cervical caps and walt, surgical methods, oral contraceptives and cervical cap, waltz. So these are the given options for the question. So here the question is given for the contraceptives which are including the barriers. So these barriers are nothing but they are the contraception methods. They prevent the sperm passing through the cervix of female reproductive system. They avoid the contact between the male and female gamete so that fertilization is prevented. Also, there is no risk of pregnancy. These are the barriers, and here the right option for this question is option C, condom. It is the barrier used by males during sexual intercourse. Diaphragm, cervical cap and walt are the barriers used by females during sexual intercourse. So the right option for this question is option C. Moving to the next question. The technique called gamete intrafallopian transfer, in short GIFT, is recommended for those females. The options are who cannot produce an ovum, who cannot retain the fetus inside the uterus, whose cervical canal is too narrow to allow the passage of the sperms, who cannot provide suitable environment for fertilization. So first, what is this gift? Gamete intrafallopian transfer. It is one of the techniques of art assisted reproductive technologies offered by infertile couples, those who are having unprotected sexual intercourses, even though they are not getting the child, or the female is unable to conceive, in that case the assisted reproductive technologies are helping to get the child for infertile couple. Here the gamete intrafallopian transfer is recommended for those females who cannot produce an ovum. That means the egg production is a little bit problematic in the female body, but she can provide suitable environment for fertilization. So gift is recommended for the female who cannot produce an ovum. She is unable to produce the ovum, but she can provide the suitable environment for fertilization. That is why the term is gamete. Egg is the female gamete where it is transferred, intrafallopian transfer. The ovum is transferred into the fallopian tube. It is gamete intrafallopian transfer. But remember, in gift the fertilization is taking place in the body of female. The fertilization is not in vitro. That means fertilization is not carried out in the laboratory. Here only the gamete is transferred into the female reproductive tract, that is fallopian tube, and fertilization is taking place inside the body of female, and she can provide the better environment for fertilization. So moving to the next question. Which of the following statement is incorrect? So some statements are given here. Among them, which one is the incorrect? According to 2001 census, our population growth rate was 1.7%. Marriageable age for male and female is respectively 18 and 21 years. An ideal contraceptive should be reversible. The problem of infertility in India lies most often in female partner. So these are the given statements. Let us find which one is the incorrect. Here the first three statements are right statements or the correct statements. The incorrect statement given is the problem of infertility in India lies most often in female partner. This is the wrong statement because infertility problems cannot be generalized. That means it is not only restricted to the female gender, most of the males are also having the reasons of infertility like low sperm count, absence of sperms in the semen, or the motility of the sperms will be very less. Even they may be morphologically abnormal, infection of male reproductive system. All these are the reasons, and sometimes it may be genetical condition also, where even though the male appears morphologically fit, appears fit from the external appearance, but the problem may be with respect to the production of the sperms and other reproductive functions. So that what I told, infertility problems cannot be generalized. That means they cannot be restricted or they cannot be blamed for a single gender. It is false statement. The given statement, problem of infertility in India lies most often in female partner. This statement is incorrect. To say that the infertility problem lie in females more often, it is also observed among the males also. So the correct answer for this question is option D. Moving to the next one. STD, VD, UTI are devices which are used to delay the pregnancy infections which are caused by food contamination, diseases which are transmitted through the sexual intercourse, action plans and programs to create awareness about various reproductive health and problems. So what is the meaning of STD, VD and VTI that we need to identify in the given statements? STD, sexually transmitted diseases. VD, venereal disease, the diseases of love and sex. UTI, urinary tract infections. So these are the diseases which are transmitted mainly through the sexual intercourse. They are transmitted through the sexual intercourse. All of them are common: STD, VD and UTI. Then coming to the next one. So before moving to the next question, let me elaborate some information about the STD, VD and UTI. The sexually transmitted diseases are caused by infections that are passed from one person to another during sexual contact. The main method of transmission is through the sexual contacts. That is why they are termed STDs, sexually transmitted diseases. Most STDs initially do not cause symptom. Even though the person is infected, in most of the cases, in the initial stage of infection, the symptoms are not clear. The symptoms, common symptoms of the sexually transmitted diseases include the vaginal discharge, ulcers around the genital region, as well as in the pelvic region. So these are the common earlier symptoms that can be observed in the sexually transmitted disease infection. So now I will move to the next question. Which of the following statement regarding natural methods of contraception is true? Natural method of contraception. What are the true statement, or which one is the true statement? They increase phagocytosis of the sperms. They employ barriers to prevent the fertilization. They are the natural ways of avoiding chances of fertilization. They are surgical methods. So the right option for this question is option C. They are natural ways of avoiding chances of fertilization. Then what are these natural methods of contraception? The natural methods of contraception include periodic abstinence, in which the sexual intercourse is avoided at the time of ovulation. Coitus interruptus, it is a natural method of contraception in which the sexual intercourse is carried out but semen is not released into the female reproductive tract. And lactational amenorrhea, after parturition, the delivered mother, when she feeds the infant her own milk, in her body the gonadotrophin level secretion or gonadotrophin secretion is highly suppressed, so that in her body ovulation is temporarily arrested. So the lactating mother, in her body the ovulation is absent. Even though she undergoes sexual intercourse, there is no chance of fertilization and pregnancy. So in the first one there, option A, the increased phagocytosis of sperms. This we can see in case of intrauterine devices, especially with respect to copper T. They employ the barriers to prevent fertilization. It is observed in the barrier contraceptives like condom, diaphragm, cervical vault and The condoms, they are surgical and terminal methods. Vasectomy and tubectomy are included in the surgical method. So natural methods are natural ways of avoiding the chances of fertilization, because here no contraceptive pill is used, no barrier is used, and any other type of the surgery is also not used. These are the natural ways of avoiding the chances of fertilization. Then next question. What is true for an ideal contraceptive? Ideal contraceptive, what are the characters of an ideal contraceptive? It should be user friendly. That means when a person is interested to use the contraceptive, he or she can make use of that contraceptive on their own. Not necessarily every time they have to visit the hospital or any other the nurse expert for the insertion of that contraceptive. It should be easily available. Then it should be ineffective and reversible with least side effects. Then fourth one, it should be effective and reversible with least side effects or no side effects. It should interfere with the sexual act of the user. So here the true statements regarding ideal contraceptives are: it should be user friendly. The person can make use of the contraceptive very easily. It should be available easily. The contraceptive should be available very easily. Then one more is, it should be effective and reversible with least side effects. The person who is using that contraceptive to avoid the fertilization and pregnancy, it should not cause any kind of side effects on the health of male or female. And the right option for this one is option C. Here 1, 2 and 4 are the correct options or the correct statements with respect to ideal contraceptive. So look at the fifth option. It should interfere with the sexual act of the user. No, it should not interfere with the sexual act of user, and the effect should be reversible. It should be effective and reversible. So these are the correct statements for ideal contraceptives. The next question. Which of the following statement are correct? Purpose of tubectomy is to prevent the egg formation. The most important component of the oral contraceptive pills is progesterone. Contraceptive oral pills help in the birth control by preventing ovulation. Genital warts is a sexually transmitted disease caused by herpes virus. In India, there is a rapid decline in the infant mortality rate and maternal mortality rate. So these are the some statements selected from the topic reproductive health, and now we have to identify which are the correct statements. So what are the correct statements here? Purpose of tubectomy is to prevent the egg formation. No. The tubectomy is a surgical method which is carried out in the female, where the fallopian tube is cut and tied, but ovaries are normal and they are producing the egg. Tubectomy prevents the contact of egg with the sperm, but egg formation is not prevented. The most important component of oral contraceptive pill is progesterone. Yes, this statement is correct, because progesterone, it is acting on the pituitary and it alters the secretion of progesterone level influences and it alters the secretion of FSH and LH. So second statement is correct. Then third one, oral contraceptive pills help in birth control by preventing ovulation. This is also correct statement. That's what in the previous only I told. Progesterone alters, it regulates the female reproductive cycle. FSH and LH. FSH responsible for the conversion of primary follicle into Graafian follicle. When LH level increases during the 14th day of menstrual cycle, LH surge occurs. Increased level of LH stimulates the Graafian follicle to release the secondary oocyte. That process is nothing but ovulation. But the female who is taking the oral pill, her ovulation process is altered. This is also right. Then fourth one, genital warts is a sexually transmitted disease caused by herpes virus. Half of the statement is correct. Genital warts is an example for sexually transmitted disease, but it is not caused by herpes virus. It is caused by papilloma virus. So the fourth statement is wrong. Then the fifth one is, in India there is a rapid decline in the infant mortality rate and maternal mortality rate. Of course it is right, because of the superior medical facilities, the infant mortality rate as well as maternal mortality rate, both of them have reduced, so that the population rate is increasing, the population growth is increasing. So the correct statements given for this question are option B, where second, third and fifth are the right options. Then coming to the next one, identify the incorrect statement regarding GIFT, zygote intrafallopian transfer. It is also a technique of art. Assisted reproductive technologies include IVF-ET, in vitro fertilization and embryo transfer, which is commonly known as a test tube baby program, GIFT, gamete intrafallopian transfer, ZIFT, zygote intrafallopian transfer, ICSI, intracytoplasmic sperm injection, AI, artificial insemination. So all these are the assisted reproductive technologies. Here some statements with respect to ZIFT are given. Let us identify which statement is incorrect with respect to ZIFT. A. ZIFT is zygote intrafallopian transfer. That means fertilization is carried out in vitro. Once the zygote is formed, it is introduced into the fallopian tube. Second one, it is one of the techniques known as assisted reproductive technologies. This is also correct. Through this process, embryo is formed by injecting ovum into the sperm. Then D, let us go for D also, then we will decide. Zygote or embryo up to 8 blastomeres is collected and transferred into the fallopian tube. So here the wrong statement given is option C. This is the process. Through this process, embryo is formed by injecting ovum into the sperm. The statement is reverse. It should be injecting sperm into the ovum, but here it is given in the reverse pattern. So option C is the wrong statement regarding ZIFT. Then what is actually ZIFT? What is the technique of ZIFT? ZIFT is used when a blockage in the fallopian tubes is observed and that prevents normal binding of the sperm with the egg. If the fallopian tube of the female is blocked, one of the reasons of infertility in case of female, if the blockage is there in the fallopian tube, such a female is not conceiving. In that case, the ZIFT is used as a method of art to treat the female. Then moving to next question. Reproductive health in a society can be improved by, so very interesting question. Reproductive health in a society can be improved by, what are the options? Introduction of sex education in schools, increased medical assistance, awareness about contraception and STDs, equal opportunities to male and female child, ban on amniocentesis. Reproductive health, the complete well-being of an individual physically, socially, mentally, behavior-wise and with respect to the reproduction. If all these aspects are in the normal condition, we can call him or her as reproductively healthy. Society, reproductively healthy society can be improved by introducing sex education in the school. It is very common in Western countries. Increased medical assistance to avoid the problems of reproductive health, awareness about the contraception and STDs. What happens when sexual intercourse is carried out with unknown partner? Why the AIDS is spreading like this? What are the main reasons of transmission of STDs? About this, awareness should be created among the people. This one is important. Equal opportunities to male and female child. Parents must give equal importance to male and female child, but in our society always the affection towards the male child is more. In that respect only the population is increasing. And this one is another interesting point, ban on amniocentesis. What is this amniocentesis? It is a technique in which amniotic fluid is collected and it is tested for the genetic disorders with respect to fetus. Whether the growing fetus is normal or abnormal with respect to genetic disorders, the best method is amniocentesis. At the same time, amniocentesis gives information about sex of the fetus, because in amniocentesis the amniotic fluid is collected from the pregnant female and this amniotic fluid is present around the growing fetus. The cells of the fetus are taken from the amniotic fluid. It is subjected to centrifugation. Chromosome map is prepared which is called karyotype, and once the chromosome map is obtained, it is very easy to identify whether the growing fetus is female or male, because 45th and 46th chromosomes XX, the fetus is female, 45th X and 46th Y, the growing fetus is male. Amniocentesis not only provides information about the genetic abnormalities, it also provides information about the sex of the growing fetus. That is why in our country also the amniocentesis is banned to prevent or to stop the abortions of female fetus. To maintain the balance in society, to maintain the sex ratio, the ban is made on amniocentesis. So for this question, all the given options are right. This can be also done to maintain reproductive health. The sex education can be given in the schools and medical facilities can be increased. Awareness regarding the contraception and STDs. Equal importance should be given to male and female child and ban on amniocentesis. So all the options are necessary to maintain reproductive health in the society. So moving to next question. Here, which of the following statements regarding IUDs is correct? It suppresses the process of gametogenesis. They once inserted need not be replaced. They are generally inserted by the user itself. It increases phagocytosis of the sperms within the uterus. What are IUDs? IUDs are intrauterine devices which are the contraceptives used by the females only, intrauterine devices. They are of different types: hormonal intrauterine devices, non-medicated intrauterine devices, copper releasing intrauterine devices. Especially the copper releasing intrauterine devices, they increase once it is injected into the uterus of a female. They increase the phagocytosis of sperms within the uterus. Phagocytosis, killing of the sperms, spermicidal effect. The copper ions, they kill the sperms, spermicidal effect. Remaining are the wrong statements. There is no relation with gametogenesis. The ones inserted need not be replaced. They can be replaced. They are generally inserted by the user itself. No. The intrauterine devices are inserted by the expert nurses or the doctors. Self-insertion is not possible. So the right answer for this question is option D. So let us go for the intrauterine device, especially copper T. The copper T is T-shaped device with a monofilament tail. English letter T, upper surface will be expanded and it is having the single long monofilament tail, and it is inserted into the uterus by a healthcare practitioner. That is why I used the term doctor or any expert nurse. It increases the phagocytosis of sperm within the uterus. The copper ions are released. They suppress the sperm motility as well as fertilizing capacity of the sperm. That is why even though the sperms are discharged into the female reproductive tract during the sexual intercourse, but there is no chance of fertilization because the copper ions are phagocytic in nature. They kill the sperms. The next one. Identify the correct function of pills, oral contraceptive pills. These are the pills which are used to prevent the conception. What are the given statements? Inhibit the ovulation and implantation. Alter the quality of cervical mucus to prevent or retard the entry of sperms. Third one, prevent the ejaculated semen from entering the female vagina. Inhibit spermatogenesis. So the right answer for this one is option B, because Only 1 and 2 statements are correct. The oral contraceptive pills, they are hormonal pills consumed by female. Again, it is used only by the females as a method of contraception. And these oral contraceptives, they contain small amount of either progestogens or progestogen and estrogen combination. And these particular pills, they inhibit ovulation by inhibiting the secretion of FSH and LH. The contraceptive pills are also known as oral contraceptives. One example given in the NCERT is Saheli, developed by Central Research Drug Institute at Lucknow. So coming to the next one, here it is match the following. So contraceptive pill, what it is doing? This is preventing ovulation. This highlighting mark is not clear here. Finally, I will mark the option. Condom, it prevents the sperm reaching cervix. Then vasectomy, semen contains no sperms because vasa deferens is cut and tied. Copper T, it prevents implantation. So the right answer for this question is option B. So for A, it is third one. Contraceptive pill prevents ovulation. Then condom, first one, prevents sperm reaching the cervix. Vasectomy, semen contains no sperm. Copper T prevents implantation. So the right answer for this match the following is option B. So moving to next question. Assertion: mother would be blamed for the birth of the girls in the family. Father is not responsible for the sex of child. Both the statements are false. Mother should not be blamed for the birth of a girl in a family because in humans the female is homogametic. She produces all the eggs carrying X chromosome along with autosomes. So she is not responsible for giving birth to girl in a family. She should not be blamed. Then father is not responsible for sex of the child. Actually, father is responsible for sex of the child because in humans males are heterogametic. Male is producing two types of the sperms. Some sperms are carrying X chromosome along with the autosomes, and some sperms are carrying Y chromosome along with autosomes. Therefore, female or the mother is not responsible, father is responsible. If sperm carrying X chromosome fertilizes the egg, the resultant chromosomal condition is, or resultant karyotype is XX. The individual becomes female. If the sperm carrying Y chromosome fertilizes the egg don't have any option. The egg is carrying only X chromosome along with the autosomes. So father is responsible what type of the sperm is fertilizing the egg, whether it is carrying X chromosome or it is carrying Y chromosome. So here both assertion and reason are false. Then one more assertion: amniocentesis is often misused. Reason: amniocentesis is meant for determining the genetic disorders in the fetus, but it is being used to determine the sex of the fetus to kill the normal female fetus. So before only I explained what is the significance of amniocentesis. Actually it is the advanced test to identify the genetic disorders in the fetus. But here it is misused in the society. This is right. Amniocentesis is often misused in the society because it is meant for the determining of genetic disorders, but it is most time used to determine sex of the fetus. And very significant and the wrong part of this one is, on the basis of amniocentesis report, most of the normal female fetus are aborted in our country. So amniocentesis is banned, and here assertion is true, reason is also true, and reason is correct explanation of assertion. Why the whether amniocentesis is misused or not? Of course it is misused to identify the sex of the fetus. So both assertion and reason are the true statements, and reason is correct explanation of assertion. Then moving to the next question. Intensely lactating mothers do not generally conceive due to the suppression of gonadotropins, hypersecretion of gonadotropins, suppression of gametic transport, suppression of fertilization. So intensely lactating mothers, that means the female has delivered the baby, she is in the period phase of lactation, she is feeding her milk to the baby. Intensely lactating mothers generally do not conceive because they get into a condition called LAM. This is known term to you people, because LAM is nothing but lactational amenorrhea, a natural method of contraception. Lactational amenorrhea, the mother is in the intensely lactating condition. When the female is in the lactating condition, in her body the ovulation is suppressed because of suppression of gonadotropins. FSH and LH secretions are altered so that in her body ovulation is suppressed temporarily, so that she do not conceive if mother is in the lactating phase because of LAM, lactational amenorrhea. Next question. Which of the following is correct regarding the consequences of overpopulation? What are the reasons of overpopulation in our country or all over the world? Let us do not talk about the world, only we can consider about our country. It increases the poverty of a country, it leads to the shortage of food supply, it results in unemployment, and the last option is all of the above. What are the correct statements regarding the consequences of overpopulation? What are the problems created due to overpopulation? The answer is all of the above, because overpopulation is an undesirable condition. It is undesirable condition. The number of existing human population exceeds the carrying capacity of the earth. That means the agricultural land or the total area of the earth is not expanding. The living population on the earth is increasing day by day, and to fulfill the requirement, particularly the food requirement of that population is not sufficient, because the carrying capacity of the earth is not expanding, only the population is exceeding. It is caused by number of factors like reduced mortality rate, better medical facilities, depletion of precious resources, and all these are because of the increasing population. What is the reason for overpopulation? The basic reason is the factors like reduced mortality rate, death of the people is reducing day by day, then better medical facilities. We have reached a stage where heart transplantation is successfully done in most of the cases. By this chance, the death is not at all possible. I think that is why the corona-like viruses have entered the earth to reduce the population, most probably to maintain the balance of earth. Just I am taking an example. Then consequences of overpopulation are depletion of natural resources. If the population goes on increasing like that, definitely it results in loss of the natural precious resources, degradation of the environment because of vehicles, burning of the fuel, the pollution rate is increasing day by day, and shortage of the food supply, rise in unemployment, high cost of living and increase of poverty. All these problems are basically created because of overpopulation. There will be no control over the reproduction rate. All these are responsible for the overpopulation, and it will result in these consequences. Poverty of the country will increase, shortage of the food supply will occur, and definitely it results in unemployment. The next one. Given below are some examples of sexually transmitted diseases. Identify the one or more which specifically affect the sex organs. So what are the sexually transmitted diseases and which are affecting the sex organs? The answer is, before answer, let us go for the option. AIDS, syphilis, gonorrhea and genital wart. Here one specification is given in the question which specifically affect the sex organ. The main part affected should be sex organ. So what is the answer? Syphilis affect only the sex organ. Gonorrhea affects only the sex organ. Genital warts also affects only the sex organ. AIDS is also a type of STD, but other vital organs are also affected at the last stage. Here we are identifying specifically the sexually transmitted disease which is affecting only sex organs: syphilis, gonorrhea and genital warts. Syphilis is caused by a spirochete bacteria. Spirochete means it is belonging to the phylum Spirochetes. It is flexibly twisted spiral bacteria, and name of this one is Treponema pallidum. The causal organism of syphilis, it is a bacterium and its name is Treponema pallidum. It belongs to the phylum Spirochetes. What is the meaning? Flexible twisted bacteria. It is spirally twisted and flexible, hence it is belonging to the phylum Spirochete. Gonorrhea, it is caused by, once again, a bacterium. The name is Neisseria gonorrhoeae. it is very commonly and easily multiplying in the mucous membrane. The mucous membrane is the part where the Neisseria gonorrhoeae, causal organism of gonorrhea, and the genital warts is caused by papilloma virus, and these sexually transmitted diseases, they affect specifically sex organs. So moving to next one. Hepatitis B is transmitted through blood transfusion, intimate physical contact, sexual contact, all of these. So answer is all of these, because hepatitis B is also included under sexually transmitted diseases. Which diseases are generally included under STDs? If they are mainly transmitted through the sexual contact, if they are transmitted through the blood transfusion, if they are transmitted to intimate physical contact by sharing the needles and from a pregnant mother to her fetus. Any disease, if its mode of transmission is belonging to any one among these or all of these, it is included under sexually transmitted disease. So the answer is all of these. Then next one. An individual undergoes sterilization process in which a small incision was done on X and part of the vas deferens is removed or tied up. Identify the X and the intervention of this surgical process. A person is undergoing sterilization process. In that surgery, a small part of the vas deferens is removed and tied up. So what we have to do in this question? Identify X and intervention of this surgical process. So the answer is here X. This X we have to identify. What is this X in the male reproductive system? And what is this X? Both the X we need to identify. A small incision during the surgery is done on X. So that X is nothing but scrotum. Scrotum is a pouch hanging in the outside the abdominal cavity, and scrotal sac contains both the testes. From the testes, the different ducts are arising. Among them, one is vas deferens, reed testis, vasa efferentia, epididymis, and vas deferens. A small part of the vas deferens is removed and tied. Then what happens? Vas deferens is removed and tied. So here the sentence is representing surgical method of contraception, that is vasectomy. Then what happens? Identify the X, intervention of this surgical process. If vasectomy is done in a male, then gamete transport is blocked and thereby prevents conception. The semen is released during the sexual intercourse, but it is not having the sperms because of the tying of vas deferens or due to the method vasectomy. Then last question of this discussion. It is a disease which mainly affects mucous membrane of urogenital tract. In males, burning feeling on passing the urine after a in males, burning feeling on passing the urine after a yellow discharge occurs, that is accompanied by fever, headache, and feeling of illness Its name is. So in the previous question, yes, in case of gonorrhea caused by the Neisseria gonorrhoeae, the Neisseria gonorrhoeae mainly affects mucous membrane. So here the disease symptoms are given about the disease, and one important information mentioned is it affects the mucous membrane. So among the given options, phenylketonuria, unrelated term because it is caused due to gene disorder, HIV, all the body parts, all the parts of reproductive system are affected. So only one right option is gonorrhea. Remember, whether it is male or female, when gonorrhea occurs caused by Neisseria gonorrhoeae, the mucous membrane is mainly infected. So these are some multiple choice questions on the topic reproductive health. I hope it is clear for you. Thank you.